SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. Last time, I had a bad day. Just about everything I tried resulted in things getting worse, but I guess that's pretty much par for the course for this guy right here. So, I had a quick look through what we're dealing with in terms of objectives. Obviously, it's a new day. I don't know if things are going to be different today, but based on what I know, right, I don't have the money. I genuinely expected I'd be able to pawn more things, and I can't, so I don't know what to do on that front. I feel bad for Neha, but I might have to stall a little bit before picking that up. The jam mystery, there's one more driver I need to speak to. I know where he is. I just need to go talk to him. That's the thing we can do once Kim's back in the party. That's related to the jam mystery. Since I can't find my badge, I have no idea where it is. It could be anywhere, but I haven't seen it. The smoker, I know where his apartment is, but he's only around at night, so says the old lady. I meant to do it last night, but then I sent Kim away, and here we are. Don't know anything about the secret passages. Titus Hardy, my authority, right? Well, here's the thing. I was at a -4 last time I talked to him, but I'm only at a 1 without that -4, so that's really not great either. I don't have a good solution here yet. Morel, the cryptozoologist, I feel like I should probably try and find him. Since, missing person seems like it should maybe take a priority, depending on how things are going, I don't know. Evrart, I can't get past Measurehead. And I tried both things. I did a bad job on both fronts, and in terms of like the 2 checks I could do with Measurehead, and we're not getting anywhere there. This I can check on today. That's something anyway. Tracking down my badge, I have no leads. I have nothing. This, clothes in the trash, no leads, nothing. Victim's tattoos. Who made the call reporting the crime? That's a great question. It seems really important, doesn't it? Hey, quick side note while I'm thinking about it. The person who came in yesterday and bought my gun from the pawn shop referred to herself as a pig, saying that she was a cop. I wonder if there's any chance that the woman down by the docks with the big red graffiti, whose name I can't think of at the moment. It's like Kathy the something. it's out of my brain. I'm sorry. I wonder if she had anything to do with this. I feel like maybe she has my gun. But, if we confront her about it, and she does have my gun, then she has my gun. Sing karaoke, got nothing. Fallen pants from Kuno. I have no money. Find the murder weapon. A working firearm. Well, outside of the pawn shop, I ain't got a whole lot of ideas there. Track down my gun? Like I say, maybe the woman down at the docks. That's the best lead I've got. Okay, so that's my goals for the moment. In terms of checks here, there's a couple ones I can probably take a look at. The backyard wall I can take another shot at. Mostly what I was thinking of is now my perception's a little bit better. I might be able to make that check out of the cafeteria window down here. Yeah, this one here. Those are the main 2 ones I've got in mind to check. Oh, also, someone in the comments did point out to me that the map wall is, in fact, the place inside the bookshop where you could steal the map, but I didn't steal the map, and apparently the game is just lightly glitched, so if you didn't complete a white check before it becomes unavailable, it stays in your map screen forever. So, that's just something we're going to have to get used to. The warded door here, that's the one that, again, inside the bookshop that went into the back of the doomed commercial area. Anyway, that's all lovely. Now I have an idea of what I'm going to try and do today, but we'll see if it actually works out. In any case, how are we doing this morning?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's barely covered in steam anymore.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as it's been. That's fine. Let's get out there. Okay. I do hope Kim's back. He's only supposed to be gone into the whoops.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out of it.
I don't even... Which tray? This one over here? The what now? Am I a smoker? Am I a smoker?
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
You like your alliteration this morning, electrochemistry. But she broke it at the filter. I can't smoke that.
How very astute of you. This renders it ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton, Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
That seems like a terrible idea, electrochemistry. Did I not just mention that I have no money? Yes, I should do that. I should enthusiastically do that. I should not do that. I'll make it priority 1. Well, I'll think about it. Apparently, my only option to turn down this particular avenue of thought was right at the beginning, and I didn't, so therefore we're stuck. I'll think about it.
Good. Thinking about yummy cigarettes in your mouth is the next best thing. Make sure you think about juicy sticks of tobacco all the time, though. It doesn't count if it's not all the time.
Doesn't count, huh? Wouldn't that be a shame? Continue.
And when you're done thinking about them, graduate to getting them.
So is this what you might call a chemical dependency, then? Electrochemistry?
Plus, smoking them gives massive bonuses.
To everything except your health, yes, and it damages this stat right here, I'm pretty sure, right? Kim, you in there? No, Kim's probably already out and about. Okay, that's fine. I do not intend to smoke any cigarettes if I can help it, but, you know, I have enough problems as it is. Nothing on the front page rings a bell. Strange. What are we talking about? The front page? Is there a newspaper? Is this a newspaper? Doesn't look like a newspaper. It looks like a bar mat. I don't know what you're on about. Okay, downstairs. Oh, right, you have to interact with the stairs to go down the stairs. That's how it works. I remember. Zone transition. Look who it is. He's back. Thank goodness. Hey, we got new people here, too. Okay, cool. Well, first things first. Kim, I missed you. Welcome back. Oh, man.
Yes?
Hi. Can we talk about the case again? I had a couple of developments.
What do you want to know? Good.
Guess we're good on that front. Okay, I guess let's leave. Welcome back to the party. Okay, so we can't talk to him about the stuff I discovered yesterday. I'd probably have to go show him again, if that's even possible to do. Mainly the tracks going onto the roof outside, and then the fact that I probably pawned my gun and it got bought by somebody else. He may have something to say about that if we go talk to the pawn shop owner. Let's talk to these two. They've got patches on their backs. Are they RCM? Hello?
The woman in an RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
Horse-faced woman? That's a rude name to come up with for somebody who we haven't spoken to before. Continue.
I would really prefer not to talk to you right now.
Hold on, you are a cop with the RCM? I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry? Is everything all right? Why don't you want to talk to me? Fine, I'm leaving. You are a cop with the RCM?
Yes,
She nods.
I am.
Okay. I'm a cop too.
I know.
Uh-huh.
Here's the real deal.
Apparently. Thanks, Kim.
It's hard to tell whether he's sarcastic or sincere. But if you had to guess, you would say the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
That is rough, Kim. What have I done to make you so upset with me? I'm on a murder investigation. Are you the cavalry?
I'm definitely not the cavalry.
Is everything all right? Why don't you want to talk to me?
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you?
She's still avoiding your gaze. Have I wronged you? I've done that to a lot of people. It's cool to see another cop. I thought Kim and I were the only ones. God, I don't know why. I'm just trying to do my best. I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world. Let's just do this by the book, okay? Why? I bring word of the end to come. Apocalypse Cop, there it is. Oh, no. Oh, no. This has been sort of my approach to most emotional confrontations lately, but that's also mostly been me failing red checks. Just bringing out the waterworks. Which direction do we possibly want to go with this? She's not going to want to talk to me no matter what, huh? It probably doesn't matter as much as my brain is making it seem like it does. I am inclined to say that I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world. I'm also... kind of interested to see what would happen if I say that Kim and I were the only cops in the world, despite us having, spoken to other cops on the radio. But again, I'm overthinking this. I overthink everything in this game. If I do one more Apocalypse Cop thing, I'll probably get a Copatrope for it. But I don't have much space in my thought cabinet, so is that a good thing? I don't know. I'm a deeply flawed individual, but I bring joy to the world. I'm going with that one.
Do you now?
Do I now? She asks, narrowing her eyes. After a moment, she shakes her head.
Okay, fine. Let's talk. What did you want?
Continue.
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
So what precinct are you from? You're the police, right? Cool, so am I. Okay, goodbye. This is exactly what we just discussed. It's exactly what we just discussed, and it's also the ridiculous option.
I don't know what to say.
Uh-huh.
Don't say anything, Judith.
Ah, man with sunglasses. Wait, is he police? What are you, the police, doing here? Wait, is he police?
Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I like wearing sunglasses inside. Sunglasses and a fucking wig.
I know who you are. I know who this is. This is the guy who was on the radio. He's my commanding officer or something. Continue.
Okay.
What are you, the police, doing here?
I'm just looking out for...
The guy in the wig?
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are?
A policewoman, a horse-faced woman say nothing. I'm going to go ahead and say a policewoman.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all.
Her voice is quiet. She says that last thing quietly and looks away.
Something about the man with sunglasses and you, the energy between you two is making her uncomfortable.
Yes, of course it is, because it's my commanding officer. So what precinct are you from?
What precinct?
She just sighs.
Fucking deranged lunatic.
The sunglasses-wearing man pushes through his teeth. Great.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation. Maybe you're doing something wrong.
Maybe I am. Okay, goodbye. Can I talk to you instead? Boss?
You look like shit.
Your ruffled face reflects in the man's sunglasses. I mean, yeah, I know.
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
You look like shit, asshole. I don't look like shit. I know it's intentional. The last couple of days have been rough. Looks don't matter. It's what's on the inside that does. I'm never going to get this case solved. I know it's intentional.
Like undercover?
The woman in the RCM uniform interjects.
Well, as far as disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen. I mean, I could swear you're an actual bum.
Yeah, I know, right? Way better than yours.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been a rough week on him.
It has, hasn't it?
It's not just this week. What do you want?
He scans you from head to toe. What do I want?
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. A similar but different face.
Visual calculus. Come on now, work with me here. I know exactly who this is. Maybe my calculus has to be higher, because this was an 11, and this was a 10, and I succeeded with an 11. I guess I'd have to be more on my toes in order to see through this clever disguise. Continue.
He might be wearing a disguise.
I know who it is. I know who it is. There's something strange about this guy. Figure it out. Okay. Okay. I need to up this check from a 42%. That's a pretty rough. I mean, it's possible, but it's unlikely. +1 culture station. I know who he is. Okay. Let's start with cool shades. Are you wearing disguise?
Yes, it's a hobby of mine.
He looks at you inquisitively.
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click. It's not happening, though. Who is this guy?
I know who he is. Kim, who is this guy? Help me.
I'm not getting involved in this.
He shakes his head. Okay. How do I... Okay. I could question him before I try and do the Esprit de Corps challenge. I don't know if it's going to help. Let's see what happens. Got some questions for you. I'm a cop.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like.
He inspects you. Like a prophet, like a revolutionary, like a sack of shit, like a megastar, like Guillaume le... Broken off there. I don't know, you tell me. Like a man down on his luck. I'm trying real hard here, man. I know who you are. These are all options to get me Kappa tropes, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if I start saying Guillaume Le Million, he's going to break in and cut me off, and that's why it's half of a sentence. I'm going with the man down on his luck, boss. I'm trying to get my legs under me, but my brain is not very cooperative.
Oh, well, go solve your case then. That would count as trying hard.
He seems taken aback for a moment, rather. Now, will you answer some questions for me?
No.
He says calmly, then just keep staring at you. Why not? Don't you have to? Fine. Why not?
'Cause it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
If you don't want to answer questions, maybe you want to hear me say things? Let's talk about something else then. Do you want to hear me say things?
Actually, I don't want to hear you say things.
I'm sure that's true.
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things.
He adopts a lighter
I
tone.
want to hear you say things.
He adopts a lighter tone.
Suddenly, out of nowhere, case-related things start popping up in your head.
Yeah! Okay, I'm doing this investigation, and it turns out he was shot and hanged. Boss, that seems like something you should know.
You think he was hanged as a cover-up? To hide the shooting?
Basically, yes. Hey, why am I telling you this? Basically, yes.
Okay, well,
He corrects his blonde wig. His hair. He corrects his hair. Hey, why am I telling you this?
I don't know. Why are you?
He gives you an odd look. Continue.
It's like you felt it would be intellectually stimulating and would lead somewhere. A custom even? Strange.
Yeah, isn't it strange?
Oh my god, there's more.
He looks at you in disbelief.
You want something more? What is it?
It's still a 42%. Let's talk about the hanged man again.
Okay, why not? Let's do the old thing over again. We're not wasting time. There is no time.
That's true, there is no time. Okay, this is exactly the same, and I'm gonna
You
just...
think he was hanged as a cover-up?
Yeah,
I don't know. Oh my god,
Okay,
there's
okay.
more.
We're gonna just try.
You want something more? What is it?
I don't feel like I'm going to succeed, but you have to try, right? You have to try.
There's
course not.
something that binds you to him. Some kind of an outfit, maybe. A uniform.
Uh-huh, a firefighter's uniform, an animal control uniform, a nurse's uniform. How about a firefighter's uniform?
Exactamundo.
I'm going to ask you straight. Are you or have you ever been a firefighter? I don't think he's a firefighter. I'm not going to ask that. There's no way this is going to help out my reputation with my boss, but really, what could help me out on that front? Let's say he's not a firefighter. Let's see if the other options are more compelling.
Of course, you don't have to. You can talk about anything you want.
Oh, okay, so it was a one and done. Okay, fine. All right, okay, then see you around.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
Yeah, sure, will do. Thanks, man.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your station and reporting your badge missing?
I did. Your voice. I recognize it. I do. Thank
Oh,
you.
really? I wonder where.
I lost my badge recently. When I called it in to report it missing, you were there.
That's the where you remember me from?
Yes, I haven't seen you before. Maybe. I have a bit of point to your head. Memory trouble. That's what I do at the moment.
You don't say. Goodbye then. The voice thing was a coincidence. Run along, asshole.
Okay, so that didn't work out. That probably didn't reopen up that white check, right?
Again?
Of course not.
I can't believe this shit.
Uh-huh. He shakes his head, looking like he really is having trouble believing this shit. Okay, see you around. Great. So my boss is hanging out in the place where I'm staying and is very upset with my lack of progress. And that's really frustrating, but what you gonna do? Okay. Find smokes and smoke them. What if I don't, though? What if I don't? What if I do not? Equip it in the held slot in your inventory and the smokes will do the rest. I see. Well, I'm going to not do that for the moment, if at all possible. Okay. All right. Let's go do a white check. Can't wait to change out of these rags, says Liz. I didn't realize you were in disguise, but I guess it makes sense. Of course, you're acting like a gardener. Oh, speaking of gardener, allow me to get my interfacing gloves back on. Padow. There we go. All right. Let's look out the window. Come on.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
It's not time yet. Mysterious door has been seen, but it's still not time yet. Okay, reverse your gaze. In that case, I'd have to get a double 6 in order to succeed, and I can't afford to be wasting that kind of luck on just anything. All right. I don't think I got to talk to guard about anything. Let's get out into the streets. Okay, to the backyard. Is Kuno still hanging out back here? Of course he is. He might be able to sell me some pants sometime. All right. Where is... It's this. This right here. This is the white check that's back here. All right. Oh. What's this? The sound of melting snow dripping off the roof. It's strange. I suppose it is, yes. Fair. Carry on.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
This is not the check, huh? This is not the check. That's a perception check, and one that I can't redo at the moment. There's a bucket. Can I have the bucket? I want the bucket. I can't have the bucket. I'm going the wrong direction to get the bucket. Okay. Where is it? The tracks are still intractable. I can't still do that check back here. We've been through all of it. Okay, we've been through all of that. That's nothing. It was in the backyard somewhere. Was it this? No, that's a doorway I can't reach. Kuno's fucking electricity. 20,000 volts. Kuno volts. Okay. Very well, Kuno. Can't get to that. There's a jacket here. I want the jacket, but I cannot have the jacket. In order to get there, I'd have to get through this, which is presumably a door, but for that I need to put a point into perception, which is not a priority at the moment. Okay. All right. Well, nothing's working out so far, but the day is still young. Okay. Let's call back into the station right now. Let's just do that right off the bat. I need a lead, dang it.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots?
Sorry, sir. I still haven't heard back from the database people. Try calling again later.
Okay.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
I guess it wouldn't be first thing in the morning. I get you. I'm done with the radio.
7, over and out.
Her voice disappears into the void.
In the cabin.
Bye. Okay. Great. Well, that didn't work out, but that's all right. Okay, so, let's see here. There were tire tracks onto the roof, which I would like to show to my partner here, if at all possible. It might not be possible. It might be that I could only do that when I noticed them in the first place. But I'm going to at least try. Yeah, it's done. I can't actually do the thing. There's tracks here, Kim. See how the vehicle broke through went on the drove on the roof. I can't right now. I can't right now. Okay, all right. Okay, I'm gonna go back and talk to the pawn shop owner right now, and we're gonna bring up the fact that my gun got. There's people. There's people out back. They're not interactable. Maybe I'm just not able to walk by them freely. We'll deal with that in a minute. For now. Hi, it's me. Let's talk about that thing we talked about yesterday.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
I wanted to ask about my missing gun again.
Sure thing.
I sold you my gun. Wait a second. Am I going to take more morale damage by inquiring after this again? I mean, I'm fresh and new from the morning, so like... All right, I'm just going to go through it again. We're going to see if Kim says anything.
You were adamant about getting...
Yep,
I don't like keeping guns.
Fire the policeman.
Truth be told, she was...
Right, so let me get this right.
There we go.
You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Yeah, there is only one explanation. She must be one of my rabid fans. Maybe she's a vigilante, wants to prove that she can do her jobs better than we can. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the citizens' militia? I'm sorry I sold my gun. The sorry cop option, which I normally take, but this is what I said last time, and I'm going to say it again because Kim's here now.
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Agreed. Any idea where we can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer. But
A needle in a haystack.
All right, okay, thanks for the review.
Sure, man.
All right. You might be able to aid our investigation, might you?
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Okay, thanks. Do you know anything about the recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
I mean, agreed, but all right, continue.
He doesn't know anything.
That's fine. Ever had any dealings with Everett Clare?
He's been by the shop a couple of times.
He gives a lazy half shrug.
There was something awfully deliberate about that laziness.
Why do I feel like you don't want to talk about something? Are you hiding something? Talk about him. Are you hiding something? Did he discuss union business with you? Did he buy anything? I have other questions about this, apparently. Are you hiding something there, Roy?
They weren't the most pleasant interactions.
Right.
Small town bigwigs always want everyone to play a part in the play they're staging.
I suppose that's true. Continue.
But I bowed out at some point. I prefer to watch from afar while the bigwigs come and go.
Can't say as I blame you for that. I heard the forewoman before Everard disappeared. Indeed, I did hear that.
It was all very strange. That forewoman was more pleasant than Everard.
He shrugs.
But I guess it's all the same in the end.
Is it, though? I wonder. Did he discuss union business with you?
He tried. Wanted to come to some mutually beneficial agreement around my dealings with the dock workers. I politely declined to hear him out.
I see. Continue.
So you don't know what kind of arrangements he was talking about?
The lieutenant studies the pawnbroker suspiciously.
As I said, I refused to talk to him. That's why he came back a second time.
Right.
That's also why he hasn't come back a third.
It's not working out the way he wants. Fair enough. Did he buy anything?
He purchased a remarkably garish paperweight the first time he was here. Nothing the second.
Wow, you remember very well, but I suppose you would with a guy with, a significant figure from the community in your shop. So he bought the thing the first time to try and butter you up, and the second time he figured it wouldn't work, and he was right. I have other questions about this.
He nods reluctantly.
Actually, that's all I got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
As it should be. I have other business to take care of now. Great. And everything else here I've already inspected, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Cool. Thanks. Right, well. That was a bust, but, no surprises there. The driver. We need to speak to the final driver. Hello, Autosave. How are you? We need to speak to this guy, maybe. I think it's you. Hey, there's an orb. I get experience for those. Hang on. I'm going to test it. I'm going to do a test. I'm going to do science. Hang on. I have 7 experience points. Now, this says food gift from the people of Messina, which I think I've seen before. I now have 8 experience points. Inspect every orb. Got it. Everything is good here. Is it? Hello. Is everything good?
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Indeed it does. Sealing. Continue.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Indeed. Continue.
Happy shopping, officer. Everything's cool here.
He gives you a thumbs up. What's so cool? Leave. What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool. The customers are cool. The place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
Yeah?
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
Strangely ominous. Continue.
You're very foolish.
Haha.
Bang, 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 bang.
He makes both hands into finger pistols and fires a few finger bullets into the air. I appreciate the sound effect for that, Sealing. Continue.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
You're darn right there is. Whip him out. No, it's a safety hazard. No, whip him out. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown?
He raises his arms in mock alarm. A shakedown and arrest. I have no reason to arrest Sealing. It's a shakedown. I suppose it's a shakedown. Given those are my 2 options, it's a shakedown.
Good one, officer. You're a funny guy. Now, what can I do for you?
He nods towards his shabby wares. This isn't a joke. Give me your money. I need money. Just kidding. I'm really here to shake you down for some answers to official police questions. I am not going to shake down Sealing for his money right now. I just met the guy. That would be starting off on an awfully bad first foot. We're going for answers. I do need money, but I can always sell the prop gun if nothing else, right? It doesn't work. I just needed it to figure out what kind of weapon we're looking for in the murder thing. I probably don't need to have it on me. It's not enough for my bill tonight, but the day is young. Answers to official police questions. Give them.
Then fire away, officer.
Thought gained. Finger pistols, 9mm. He settles back into the pile of boxes he's sitting on, getting comfortable. Okay. Where are you from, Sealing? So, Sealing, what's your stance on drugs? Rhetoric challenging 12. Persuade him to give you some money. I'll look around, thanks. Okay. Okay. Just a second. Rhetoric. Do I have a way of boosting my rhetoric? Excuse me for a second, Ceiling. I'll look around, thanks. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Rhetoric. Nothing is currently boosting it or... I imagine I could have something that was like counteracting another object, you know? I don't think I've got any rhetoric boosters, though, do I? Let's see. I have a rhetoric penalty if I wear the bum hat. That's probably what I was thinking of. Great, so I got nothing. Okay, that's unsurprising. That is unsurprising. Let's have a look at that thought I just gained. Finger pistols, 9mm. Temporary research bonus, -2 savoir-faire. Snapping doesn't help. It's true. How did I did some really clean snaps in my gardener gloves just earlier, by the way. Anyway, you were promised a gun. That much is certain. This is why you became a cop. Yet here you are, loitering around with idle hands like some sorry-ass loser from the street. Suddenly you're supposed to be solving cases by what? Like talking to people? How are they going to believe that you can protect yourself and them from savages without a firearm? This ain't right. You need to think around this problem. And you need to snap your fingers at people as you do. Oh, man. Also, this is quite the image. There seem to be some sort of protuberances coming out of this person's fingers, and it's actually very uncomfortable to look at. I would imagine if you have all these thoughts, it creates some kind of a... Like, it seems like the elements from other thoughts are interwoven behind. Like, I'd imagine you could see them all as one complete mural, but you don't have enough spots in your thought cabinet for that to ever be possible. So I wonder if it's like there's an image out there somewhere where you can see the entirety as one thing. I have to assume there is, but I also have to assume that I can't go looking it up without, you know, causing some real, risking at least some spoilers. So I will not. I will resist. I also hadn't noticed that my thought cabinet is connected directly to my upper skeleton, spinal cord in particular, which I guess makes sense. Brainstem somewhere in there. It looks a little bit like a face hugger when it's just my rib cage and spine. I suppose that's not a coincidence. That's probably some of the inspiration for where the face hugger came from. Anyway, cool. Savoir-faire. Savoir-faire. What's my savoir-faire like these days? 3. Bonus from items -1. How much do I need? Panache? I feel like I might not need panache that much. I do have a skill point. Spending it would bring me down to basically not having any backup at all in terms of experience, but like, it does feel like I should be working on a thought, right? Finger pistols is a fast one. Also, I have Art Cop kicking around. I haven't dealt with that in a while. The superstar thing. I have hesitations about the superstar thing, but I've expressed that before. I think save your skill point, right? Save it for now. Save it for now. If you get 2, then maybe we can talk. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
The street vendor assures you. So, where are you from, Sealang?
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
I see. Okay, continue.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty, an archipelago in the Samaran Isola.
You're from the Apricot Suzerainty, right? But you're not a local, are you? Better not to mention. Sounds good. Let's get back to business then. Better not to mention, is it? It's always hard to tell with... Oh, right. This is not my brain telling me that it is better not to mention. This is, if you wish to make the judgment call that it is better not to mention it, then you can not mention it. This is my encyclopedia check coming through for me. Encyclopedia usually doesn't get me into good situations, but I have to keep trusting it because it is like my one tool, right? Okay, yes. Let's just see what he says.
Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say that you're from, pronounce it very painstakingly, Seaguy. Don't fret, let him answer. Do fret, I guess. I'm sorry, cop. Ah, shoot. Brain. Why are you like this? Okay. It's a bit of a slur. That would have been handy information earlier. correct yourself. Correct yourself.
Very cool. I admire your awareness of our intertwined histories. It's super nice of you to apologize for colonialism, but the apricot suzerainty is a shithole. That's why I left.
Sealang nods, his eyebrows furrowed. It's super nice of me to apologize for colonialism. Right, but isn't it only a shithole because of Revachol? You're welcome. I do try to be supportive of other peoples and cultures. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It's some kind of mind reaction. Point to your head. Right, but isn't it only a shithole because of Revachol? That one?
If you say so, officer. I don't worry too much about politics. I'm an entrepreneur, you know? Whatever's good for business is good for me.
He smiles brightly. Okay, Sealang. Sure. We can always get back to this later. So, Sealang, what is your stance on drugs?
Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives.
For a moment, he's unsure how to respond. Reasonable.
Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
Oh, man. I'm super into drugs. I actually don't like drugs. Or proceed. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam. I would imagine that if I was willing to let my dude here do drugs, that Sealang would probably be able to help me out with at least finding out where I can get some based on this particular reaction right here. But I feel like I don't need any particular support in that direction, so I'm going to go with I don't like drugs, Sealang.
That's very cool. I don't like drugs either. I only said I do because I didn't want to sound lame.
He smiles.
Peer pressure.
I know, right? Continue.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box of sunglasses or under the speakers.
Right. Sounds good. Anyway, proceed. We're looking for... I like how I can technically also... I could also say I'm super into drugs if I felt like it. We're looking for a lorry driver. The reason I'm not, by the way, is that I'm worried that then my brain would be like, oh, sweet, this seems like an opportunity to give you a goal to go find some drugs. Anyway, we're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
That's even cooler. You investigating narcotics crimes like that? But
He points to the goods.
I am not a lorry driver. I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Are you? He's just a street vendor. Continue.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
He does have a lot of conviction, but you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry. It's true.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right?
It is.
I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
And a racist. It's true. Continue.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
A little bit.
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole.
He stops to think. Continue.
Realizing he can't get out of it. Smart man.
Seems like it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But
A little.
that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
He spreads his arms. So you forgot to tell me? So you were embarrassed to tell me? Stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbor? Sealang, my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs for the Union. Of course he does. He's racist. This is accusatory. This is maybe a little bit more... I feel like this is more likely to get an honest answer out of him, if anything. This is almost accusatory. This is directly accusatory. Let's go with the one that's less accusatory, because I don't necessarily think this guy's involved, but I don't know for sure. You were embarrassed to tell me?
No, I just forgot. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
Okay. So now we have the other two options from the bottom of the previous choice. Okay, so either I ask him what he knows about it, or I tell him that the racist thinks that he's the one transporting drugs. Because of course he does, he's the racist. But putting him on the spot might be a little bit more likely way to be able to, get actual information out of him, because then it'll be in his best interest to you know... It's manipulative is the thing. It's manipulative. I don't like doing this sort of thing, but... Maybe let's just ask him what he knows about it first, and if he will not admit to it, we can always come back through and say that my source is telling him, that, you know, putting the finger to him. That's not the right phrase. You know what I mean. Stop squirming.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
Continue.
And what crowd is that?
Yeah, what crowd? That's a good point, Kim. Thank you, Kim. I'm glad you're here. Continue.
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
That's... Yes, what do you... Yes, who is that? Continue.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Right. It wasn't some drug crowd. You know who they are. Tell me now. You're wasting my time. Tell me who the fuck is transporting the drugs here. Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. Oh, right. I read that wrong. If you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff. Because currently you are selling your lorry contents in order to make ends meet, I assume. It wasn't some drug crowd. You know who they are. Tell me now.
Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
He looks around and lowers his voice. As a side note, no, he didn't. I mean, maybe he was slightly quieter, but it still seems like he's got a very piercing vocal tone, you know? At the very least, he wasn't whispering. I can say that much. But then again, if he was, it would be hard to make it. Whatever, continue.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
Zoom in on it. Okay. If you don't want to get into this mess, raise your voice. You have to give us a reason to move on. We're buddies, Sealang. Help us out. No one will know it was you. How much do we want to strong-arm this guy? Either assure him that we won't get him involved, or threaten him that we will get him involved. That's the thing, is that in order to, it comes down to his psychology, right? What's going to work best on him? He's all about... No, I shouldn't say he's all about anything. I don't know him. He's been putting on a show the entire time. He cares a lot about giving the appearance of... Well, right now he's a street vendor, for example, you know? He cares about how the people around him perceive him. He's not friends with us. I mean, obviously, that's not the point. It's just a question of, do I want to threaten him or appease him, you know? I'm going to try the soft approach. I know it's not necessarily going to be as effective, but I'm going to try it. No one will know it was you, Sealing.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
He shakes his head. Are you talking about the pale driver, then? Continue.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
Could be. Although the driver connected to the Hardy Boys is not the pale driver. We checked her boots. Who are these other drivers who talk? Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Point to the pale driver. Dazed out, strange. Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys? Okay, we're cool now. Conclude. Okay, who are your sources first off there, Sealang? Who are the other drivers?
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
I'm sure you do, but I have more options I need to pursue. Continue.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
He points north to Tommy, I assume. Continue.
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
That's fair, I suppose. Is the lady driver the old woman back there? Dazed out, strange? Point to the pale driver.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
You did tell me. Continue.
It could be. She was strange.
She was strange, but not that kind of strange. Continue.
He's not ruling her out.
He's not, that is true. Could she be associated with the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. I'm not local. I don't know anything about that.
Cool. All right. Okay. We're cool now then. Thanks, Sealing.
All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Yeah, but, I mean, presumably that would cost us money. He snaps back to his usual self, by the way. Sorry, it just took me a second to interpret this. Persuade him to give you some money. Now I have a +1. Ratted out the lady driver. He ratted out the lady driver. For a second, I was like, is that because I pointed at Pale Driver? No, it's because Sealing gave us the information we were looking for. Okay, persuade him to give you some money. Yeah, I want money. Give me money.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business, remember?
Right, good call, Rhetoric. Hey, you seem like a really successful entrepreneur. Would you like to support a member of the local police force? I wonder how Kim's gonna feel about this exactly. Oh well, we're doing it.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
The man stops, his face suddenly serious, because, this is, probably involving money, and he knows it. Continue.
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
The broken... Oh, yeah, of course. He's broken the seals on his merchandise. He lied to us when we arrived. We are twisting his arm because we could technically make his life very difficult. I didn't even think about the direction we'd be going with this, but of course, think of it as an investment, because apparently I'm a mafioso now. Great.
An investment? What kind of investment?
He raises a brow, intrigued. It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk/reward ratio is insane. Invest into me not telling your employer about your operation here. I'm a policeman. It's an investment in good relations with the RCM. It's an investment in your customer base. Gotta prime the pump, man. I have a suspicion that which option I choose here may have an impact on how much of an investment he makes, and also may have an impact on how he interacts with us going forward. That said, we may not interact with him going forward. It seems like the main thing here was that we needed him to let us know about the lady driver. What is it, Odd Soul? Odd Soul. I don't know if it's Odd Soul, that's the thing. I would need to get that information out of the Hardy Boys, but for that I'd probably need to prove my authority to Titus. Everything's wound up in little knots, and I don't have the tools to... Listen, it's fine. We gotta finish up this conversation first before you worry about other ones. Investment in me, investment in me not telling your employer about your operation, which is to say, almost blackmail, but certainly a bribe. Bribe, but a little bit more of a sugar coat on it. This is just mind games. You gotta pay me money if you want me to pay you money, right? Right. I mean, that said, technically, if I did want to buy his goods, I would need him to give me some money. I am inclined to just do this. Gotta prime that pump.
Fair point. You can't have a successful business without a loyal customer base. How much is your loyalty worth?
5 real, 10 real, 1 million real. Now, 1 million's out of the question. 10 real would be a real windfall for me, let me tell you. That would be exceptional. I have a suspicion if you go 1 million real, he's probably going to give you like 2, if anything. Hardball. Hardball? I could really do with 10 real, Sealing. I could really, really do with 10 real, Sealing.
10 real is a bargain for that kind of investment. You got it, my man.
He takes a 10 note from a leather pouch. That's beautiful. Thank you, Sealing. I'll leave you to it for now. Bye. Yeah, I got $10. I'm feeling amazing. Okay. Now at this point, if I sold the gun, I could pay for my lodgings tonight, which does not account for the dye that I promised to buy for 7 real. But in any case, I'm better off than I was, right? I'm better off than I was. Okay. All right, well, where does that leave us? Okay. The jam mystery. Find out who the lady driver and where's her lorry. Who's the lady driver and where's her lorry? Okay, so we got to go back and talk to the other drivers about the lady driver. And I also have business with the pale driver anyway. Now, I have decent rapport with Tommy, I think. Let's see if he cares to speak about it at all. Hey, Tommy. Hello.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
He searches for the right expression. Snow limbo. I guess it kind of is, isn't it? It keeps going back and forth between rain and snow. It seems really weird. I heard that one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver? Got any smokes on you? I guess I do have that thought about getting cigarettes, and that's probably why this option is present, but I mean, there are worse drugs to be hooked on. I recognize that. And yes, it has benefits to your mind functions, which theoretically is my strong point, but for the moment, I'm going to leave it alone. Lady driver. Do you know anything about the lady driver, Tommy Lom?
I don't want to talk about that.
He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. Why? Do you know something? What is it? I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved with the drug business. Okay, let's change the subject then. This is why I'm asking, Tommy. He knows we're looking into it. This probably doesn't come as news to him. I'd imagine it comes with risks if he, gives information about his fellow drivers, particularly with them being, involved in a union and whatnot. But, any hint I can get, I need your help.
Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is.
He bites his lip. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do. I mean, specifically, he's saying that he was hoping it wasn't going to be her, which is a pretty good reason to not sell somebody out. Who is this person? What's her name? Who is she to you? What does she look like? Okay, she isn't here. She's not an evil drug trafficker. He doesn't know where she is. Who is she to you?
A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay?
I guess I understand that, but, I specifically need to know. Also, the snow stopped, which is fun. What does she look like?
A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
Gruff, but in a cool way. Continue.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Dyed.
He answers reluctantly.
It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
I see. That's enough to be identifying features. I'm guessing he's not going to give us her name, which is why I didn't ask that. Continue.
Then she may have dyed it again.
She may have, it's true. I don't necessarily want to get his back up by suggesting this. Let's at least ask, right? He's going to refuse, but let's at least ask.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. From me, too. Now I see why.
Yeah. You said you didn't know, now you're saying you do. I mean, specifically, he's not saying he does. He's saying that he was hoping that she wasn't involved, and thus, I already went through this particular line of thought. Do we want to confront him about this? Is there any benefit to putting him on the spot? Any more than we already have? It's more information. But it's we've got a profile. I don't blame him. I understand why he would want to keep it secret from us. It's inconvenient that he wanted to keep it secret from us, but I understand why. I'm gonna just leave it alone. When did you leave?
Damn, I don't want to. Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person. I know that much.
He looks you straight in the eye. Continue.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
I'm afraid that is true.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
He shakes his head. The girl's troubled. Young, gruff, dyed hair. Troubled. Continue.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
This is true. We aren't looking to make arrests or anything. We're just gathering information that is true. We can't guarantee what anybody else is going to do with that information, and we will have to report back. Continue.
I don't believe you.
Believe us, it really is. She said she's troubled. How? I don't think we're going to be able to convince him, but I suppose I may as well try.
I just can't, man. I'm not naive.
That is fair. Okay, you said she's troubled. How?
She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
Oh. Okay. Continue.
She shared this with you?
That good question?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
It's not snitching, it's just a few questions. It is snitching. Come on, man, life is just a joke. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not? He's not naive, as he said. This is being flippant about a possibly suicidal individual. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not?
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
That is the impression I get. Yes, continue.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Oh, his business, Kim. I see. Understood.
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
He sighs. Hold on, her mind? When she left, did she leave her lorry behind? Hold on, her mind?
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her.
Gotcha. Then on to business. Did she leave her lorry behind?
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
I mean, you say that, but there are in fact 3 of you. And I already talked to Sealang. And I guess the answer is there are 4 of them. Why is it that they refer to there as being 3 drivers? Didn't someone... I guess it was Joyce that said there were 3. Then why are there 4? Because there's Tommy, there's Pale Driver, there's Sealang, and there's the racist lorry driver. But if I can afford to not speak to the racist lorry driver ever again, I would love that. Continue.
He's right. There are other options. The raceman, for one.
I don't want to talk to the race man. Continue.
The gray-haired woman. Maybe she knows something.
I would rather talk to her than the other guy, even if I do have to snap my fingers in front of her face to get her attention. Continue.
Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances, and he's okay with others ratting her out?
So you're all right with others ratting her out, you just don't want your hands dirty? Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation, too. It's important. I can't blow it. She's a suspect, and I need you to tell me where she is, or I can't finish the investigation. Force Tommy. Fine, I will drop the matter for now. Find another way. He's an empathetic guy. This might be effective, but it's almost certainly going to get his back up. Then again, his back is already up. This is tricky. But, yeah, as my rhetoric points out, his approach is a little duplicitous here. I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. You don't want your hands dirty? Is that basically what it comes down to?
Fine. I don't want to be a butcher. And I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. A little fame wouldn't hurt, too.
I suppose that's fair. Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation, too. It's important. I can't blow it.
You're not going to put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
I can't, because And I don't know this for a fact, but I'm starting to put pieces together, and I suspect that she has my gun. So I couldn't. But the fact that she has my gun does make it more worrisome that she might be suicidal. I mean, excuse me. Those two, it's already worrisome that she might be suicidal, but those two data points together, the fact that she might have the urge and also now the means, that's bad. I mean, again, I'm putting together two data points that I do not have an actual connection with right now. I'm not going to force him for now. I'll go talk to the other drivers. If I have to, I'll come back. I'll drop the matter.
Thank you, friend. Wow, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes, too.
He sighs. It's a big sigh of relief. He also, as he was saying the line, makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again, took out his cigarette and took a drag on it. Is that not a cigarette right there? Currently locked. I can't see what's in his eyes. My empathy is too weak. I've changed my mind about your friend, the lady driver. I haven't. That's all for now. Bye. Okay. So we need to talk with the pale driver, and if I'm absolutely forced, the racist lorry driver again, about the lady driver, and see if we can get any information in that direction. We're going somewhere. We're actually making a slight bit of headway, even if it's not much at the moment. Plus, I got $10, which is pretty great. But I do have to stop right now, because again, 1 hour, no more, if possible, or unless I'm in the middle of discussing big existential things that I can't possibly conjunct to make an excuse for, 2 episodes ago. Anyway, thank you for watching. Next time, I guess I'm talking to the pale driver next. I wanted to talk to her about the pale anyway, which is going to make Kim uncomfortable, but honestly, he needs to figure out that I know about it at this point anyway. Maybe that'll explain why my facial expression has changed entirely. He didn't comment on it, though, did he? Nevertheless, he seems to notice things. Well, I'm interested to see where it'll go, but I gotta stop for now, so yeah. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.